Hey, welcome to the Danger Zone. It's Ashley. Lots of love and many blessings your way. And I appreciate everybody who has contributed to this video. Everything in this video was found on a public domain. Full disclaimer down below. So I was poking around doing a little research and I came across this magazine called Royals Monthly. Now, I don't know if it's yet on the stands, and I don't believe Meghan has a thing to do with it, shockingly enough. The creator of this magazine's National Enquirer. And I've said it before, I trust the National Enquirer far more than I do the New York Times. I just thought I'd bring it to your attention. I can't wait to get my hands on one. By the way, this is not sponsored by them. This isn't a paid promotion. No freebies. Not even a copy of the National Enquirer. I just stumbled across it and thought I'd just share the news with you. Okay, so ever since Stephanie Powers came out and told Prince Charles, look, Meghan is nothing more than a thirsty clout chaser.
Allegedly.
This caused another embarrassment and another set of problems behind the scenes for the royal family. They say the Queen is fit to be tied. It's getting pretty nasty, you guys. I know that Meghan has bared the brunt of a lot of this, but it's just getting worse for her. Like it's not obvious to everybody. They're saying that the royal family are in full-blown crisis mode. This year has been the worst since Diana's death. That's a huge statement to make. And it seems like their crisis mode equals racing around, scrambling, trying to do major damage control. It's been a messed up year. They still went on with the Christmas annual lunch that the Queen throws every year. And of course, everyone in the family shows up except Meghan and Harry. It was told to me, and I thank you, journalist Jay, the Queen had her people urge Meghan and Harry to please show up. She feels it's imperative to show that this family is strong through chaos or not, to bring peace to her people, to give a united front, even through this awful year of Meghan and Harry stunts, Andrew's debacle. And it truly upset the Queen that Meghan and Harry didn't show up because they are the weak link in this chain. It just screwed up the entire dynamics of this message, this front that she's trying to portray. So yet again, Harry and Meghan really make them look weak as a family. Well, as we all know, it's just about time for the British royal family to start releasing their annual Christmas cards. Harry and Meghan's Christmas card, it's being talked about the most. Here's the rumor. DORIA is going to be in their Christmas card. The Queen's not too happy about that, nor are the historians that keep up with the British royal family. For you and I to add somebody else is fine to our Christmas cards, but they have historians that keep volumes of their bloodline, of their history, year by year, day by day. That's why they have the royal diaries. That's for the next royal generations to come. And yet again, this causes another rift between the Queen and Meghan and Harry. I can't wait to see if it actually happens. These records, including family only, this is super important for the Queen. It really is. It's too bad we won't be here. Wouldn't you really love to read 2019 a couple of 100 years from now? George's grandchildren will have to explain to their grandchildren who Doria is and what Andy did. Not only would I love to hear that conversation take place, but I would love to study everybody's faces. I've truly wondered if it wasn't Meghan's intention to fully put down the Queen in one way or the other. It's like they can't rest, and I'm blaming Harry too, unless the Queen's in an upheaval at all times. Harry and Meghan I'm going to say Meghan because she runs their Instagram, posted a quote just a few days ago. Without a sense of caring, there can be no sense of community. Without a sense of caring, there can be no sense of community. I had to say it twice. Who do you think's taking the brunt of the heat for this? They're saying the Queen. Allegedly, she's even received personal emails and complaints by all sorts of people all over the world. People are complaining that they should lead by example. How dare Harry and Meghan, really? This nonsense has been posted by someone who has kicked her own family to the curb. Her dad, who, by the way, one Christmas when she was really young, he wanted to get her what she wished for, which happened to have been some set of a Dolly family. And he purchased this Dolly family and didn't want her to feel any kind of way because it was a mom, a dad, and a child that were all white. He purchased 2 sets and he split these sets up and he repackaged them in a way that would reflect their own family. That right there takes some caring, some, some thought, some sweet, precious thought that he didn't want to supply his child with an all-white family. He wanted something to reflect their own. And out of the entire family that she's disrespected, she's kicked him the hardest and let him know that he will never be a part of her child's life. That is so icy cold. What grates on my nerves especially is the fact that she can take all of these media outlets to court, suing them for whatever, splicing stories. She has never mentioned a defense of her own dad where they made him look like a complete bum. Oh, good Lord, if that was my dad, I'd have ripped them to shreds. Last Christmas, there were a few media outlets that were dogging down Mr. Markle, saying he was at the border looking for a handout. The reality of it was, he was there helping to feed the homeless, passing out toys, candies, trinkets on Christmas Day. He didn't have to do that. I've never seen Harry and Meghan do that. I can't prove it, but I have a sneaky suspicion I know who was behind those nasty articles. Speaking of nasty PR articles, there's this article making its rounds talking about how cold and insensitive Kate was towards William. While filming this Christmas special, William, he put his hand on Kate's shoulder, and they say she recoiled back, in which she did. Maybe she didn't want to be the next Meghan and Harry to the public. Maybe she was moving beforehand. Who knows? The internet's all in a buzz over that reaction she had towards William. All sorts of negativity. I have a sneaky suspicion I know who's behind that. I'll see you soon and we'll talk fast. Y'all stay safe and be blessed.